Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Strongest Wizard, and tonight is indeed fight night. We got ourselves another OP09 match. We got my man Nicky Goldman on the left-hand side, rocking out that blue doffy, as well as Shanks on the right. Now, I'm very curious to see exactly who takes this match. Nicky Goldman being a fantastic and very well-known player, as well as obviously Shanks kind of seeing a rise to fame here. A lot of people are gravitating toward this deck, and I think this matchup is quite even. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of this matchup? I personally think this is actually slightly doffy favored. I understand that you can do -1k for one character, or for each swing, for one swing each turn, but I kind of don't think it's enough. And when you see characters like Jinbei hitting the board, man, it's you start to lose faith in your boy Shanks just a little bit. But we have the turn one play here for Uta, dropping her on the board there, and we're grabbing the 10 cost Shanks. That's the character that actually blows up a character. It's not the one that actually has rush, but we are going to see 7k swing, and we have the Weevil to draw ourselves a card. We're actually going to go ahead and take this life, dropping down to 4 life, and we have the trigger for the event search, which allows us to just hard draw. And you like to see the draw there just in case you wanted to grab a Rayleigh or something that you can't normally grab. But it looks like it would have been a 2-cost Sanji that things would have grabbed, which is quite nice. Because if we did play that off, we wouldn't be able to do that, right? So most likely we'll see a big 8k swing going into this Weevil. Now, if I'm Nicky Goldman here, I'm probably thinking to myself, can I allow this card to go down? Weevil allowed me to replace itself last turn, so if I give him a 2k, 1k, I don't think it's actually too bad. Honestly, I probably would save him. Going 6k into a 5k leader, especially with, again, Shanks, is extremely helpful because of his leader effect. So I definitely think it's probably worth keeping. Only unfortunate part is that we lose 2 cards, right? So giving him 2 cards, dropping the event search. But the best thing the thing I'm most excited for is the fact that Shanks wasn't able to establish a body. Now you're probably thinking, well, Wizard, what can you even establish during your, turn 2 with Shanks? Well, you can actually drop the Lucky Roo, as well as possibly a Building Snake, which you do grab off of that event search. And we're going to go ahead and just pass the turn here. Now, Nicky Goldman sitting at 5 Dawn, and we still have our Weevil live and kicking. And we're going to see exactly what we can do. I imagine we might swing 6/6 and then play out a 4-cost character. That seems like always the play, unless he has something kind of spicy on the top of his deck that he wants to play out for free. But we're giving him a 2k counter off of that, not using our leader effect, just because one, we might not even have a 1k counter, or 2, we might not even need to use that effect. Sometimes swinging 7k with or 6k into face is rather unfortunate for Shanks, just because normally the deck does run quite a few 2k counters, so always kind of giving him a 2k counter, and the 1k counter cards are actually quite useful. Most of the time we don't want to use them. So we're going to see here exactly what Nicky can do. Like I mentioned before, we might see a big, I don't know, 9k swing going into life, but no, this is a 6k swing. I did mention before, 6k swing going into life. We might give him another 2k counter, or just give him a leader effect plus 1k. Now, looking at his hand, we have quite a few 2ks. We already dropped the Sanji, so we might just giving him, well, we're actually gonna give him the Lime Juice, which is a 2k counter card. And now we see the Jinbei coming down, dropping the Mihawk. I think that Mihawk is actually quite good. Really, really good card. I think the fact that you're able to cycle is really underrated. Yeah, I think the card's really good. It's a 2k counter. You can bounce it back if you really want to. You can grab it off of your trash with Gecko. What is the issue? Let's talk about it. Too many good options here. But Shanks sitting in a position where he has 6 active Dawn and a Dream. We have the Building Snake in our hand. We have Uta. We can see an Otama as well. And we might actually... It looks like we're starting things off here with a 5k swing going into life, which does connect actually. And now we see the Building Snake coming down. Using Building Snake effect here, we're going to bottom deck this character. We're going to minus 3k, most likely the Weevil, tapping 5 here for the Marco 2KO the Weevil. Now I do like this play. Only unfortunate part here is we gave Nicky a card off of our life, and And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think there's a bit of an issue here, just making sure that we did bottom deck the building snake, which we did. Just making sure here. That or making sure that it's not upside down. Yeah, that's what the issue was, not upside down. So now Nikki now sitting at 7 active Dawn, and we have a pretty established board. What's really nice about 7 for Doffy is that if we know their top cards of our deck, we can swing 7k leader effect plus 4 cost character. It's literally perfect. It's exactly what you want to do, right? You really want to see those turns, and so we'll see exactly what we can do. And it looks like we're swinging 6k into life. We're going to draw 2 trash 2. Talking about the character effect that I did mention earlier, how good it is. I mean, I know we want to play cards at the top of our deck, but cards that we just don't seem useful or valuable at all really come into play here. So looks like we're pitching the Gravity Blade as well as a Sengoku. Sengoku's a little interesting to me, but the Gravity Blade I do understand. And now this is a 6k swing with the Jinbei, going very aggressive here, giving leader effect plus 1k counter. Quite nice to see that 1k counter. And it looks like Shanks only has 3 cards in hand, 2 Red Hawks and a 10 cost Shanks, which we do know is in his hand. So 6k swing, we have this does connect, of course, dropping down to 3 life now as the Shanks player, playing out the Jinbei to go ahead and play out another Weevil to draw a card. This is looking really rough for Shanks here. We need to see some pieces, and we just drew into our third 10 cost Shanks. So currently our hand is 10 cost Shanks, 10 cost Shanks, 10 cost Shanks, and 2 Red Hawks. This is looking kind of rough now. And this Uta is now looking like a viable attacker, honestly. That or these characters got to go down. I mean, Jinbei plus Mihawk, we don't have a choice. They need to go down. So yeah, this is looking quite interesting here. I think Nikki realizing, you know what, I just have to go very aggressive, go as wide as possible, just do the playbook that is just written now for Doffy, right? I mean, this is exactly what the deck wants to do. So this is a very interesting 5k swing going into most likely the Mihawk. I think it has the most value on the board currently. And then we see a 7k swing here. Is it to Mihawk? Yes, it is. 7k swing going into the Mihawk. Yep, so we are going to go ahead and let the Mihawk go, and now this is another 7k swing going into the Jinbei, I imagine. And with 2 active Dawn, we know what the 2 active Dawn is for usually, and we just dropped the Red Hawk. So maybe Nikki wasn't looking, right? Let's hope for the Shanks player he wasn't. Yeah, getting a 2k, 1k, and then just passing a turn. Now, the only way you play around the Red Hawk is just attaching a Dawn to each of our 5k bodies, which let's see if Nikki does end up doing so. We might have the Dawn needed for something else as well, but probably not, honestly. Nikki doesn't have too many cards in his hand either way, and it looks like we're going to go ahead and do so, attaching one Dawn to both Jinbeis. Playing around the Red Hawk, you hate to see a 6k swing going into life, and with Shanks' current hand having 0 counter, we have to give him the Red Hawk here. I don't think we have a choice, honestly. I mean, we could eat a 6, but yeah, we're gonna have to give him the Red Hawk, KOing the Prona, and this is just telling me this Shanks' hand is completely dead. 6k swing connects here, and dropping down to 2 life now. And this is possibly another 6k swing. We could even swing bigger too. Honestly, I don't mind swinging, I don't know, 8, 9, 9, 9. I mean, 8, 9 sounds good right now. 8, 9 sounds very good. 8k swing going into life here. Will this connect? And it does connect, of course. We know he has no counter in his hand. And this is a big 10k swing going into life. Not even using the Dawn for the effect here. Putting Shanks at 0 and saying, please tell me you have enough counter for a 15k swing next turn, because if you don't, it's just GG's. Very, very unfortunate for you, good sir. Let's see what Shanks can do to kind of control this board as well as set up some sort of defense. And at this point, pray that Nikki Goldman does not have a Perfume in hand as well. 2 cards in hand. I mean, is it possible? Probably. I mean, it is searchable. We pitched a one of our search cards earlier which of course was Sengoku. So we're going to go ahead and see exactly what we can do. We have a Rayleigh in our hand, and we know we have, of course, another Red Hawk. We have to control this board. So we can drop the Rayleigh, give minus 3k to the Weevil, and then maybe 2k to a Jinbei, guaranteeing the KO of the Weevil. And it looks like we're going to do just that. Minus 3k onto the Weevil. I mean, it just makes more sense, right? KOing the Weevil, minus 2k on the Jinbei. And with 2 active Dawn, we're swinging an easy 5 into a 3k body Jinbei. Now, this Jinbei does go down, not worth it. 6k swing into life or into Jinbei. We're going into life. Nikki Goldman drops to 3 life, finally. And now I believe Nikki's now sitting at 10 active Dawn. And yes, 10 active Dawn, 2 Dawn up. I mean, Nikki has a couple choices here. We can go 9 and then the balance on the Doffy. So we can go 9k swing, and then we can go 11k swing with Doffy if we really wanted to. We can also go 15k and 5 as well. I think either way we have to kind of play around this Red Hawk here. But even then, I mean, 5k with Jinbei, right? We could use Leer Effect, and then if we really wanted to, we can just go all in. But Nikki Goldman, being the good player that he is, 7k swing with the Jinbei first. Of course, I do like that. We play around the Red Hawk, right? And we are also playing around him having the counter. So if he doesn't have the counter, this Red Hawk has to be used here. But with Leader Effect, we're going to go ahead and give him 2 1Ks. And if you're Nikki Goldman, you are extremely happy. This is a big 18k swing going into life. I'm sorry, 13k swing. 13k swing going into life here. And if we look at Shanks' hand, we know we have 3 Shanks in our hand, but yeah, that's all we have. So Nikki Goldman does end up taking this. Thank you guys so much for checking this channel, this video. I really do appreciate it. And stay tuned because I have a ton of new OP09 content coming out soon. See ya.